You the one I'm looking for? He smells power. He's a zombie. What else is your nose expecting to find here apart from rot? Hmm. Well, zombie's already getting his voice back and he sounds alarmed. Who's there? Answer me. Yep. You. Why the lace glaze? Yeah, gaze so piercing and so painful. The lady is bitter into, the good old BDSM's nonsense. And mazes. And you dead, Cutter. For you. Time to peel away this filthy shroud skin and seal in the fool beneath. It is I, Cutter. Rest be the pause, so I never see you again. And you've changed too, as far as my ears can tell. You should be making poor choices again. Be you dead too? Very long tail, not? No, I'm technically not dead. What are you doing here? I'm a stable hand in the most lifeless place of all. What's that like being a zombie? It's honest work. So what led to this state? Bring your foot is Many terrible things did I see. I took to the rink and became half sodden with this stuff. Once when I was sodding drunk, I assigned my body to the Dusties. Fate decided to keep me when I was down and I died shortly afterwards. Well, what can you tell me about the mortuary? Something's not right here though. Like, a zombie that pretends to be a zombie but isn't. I don't care much for knowing the reason why, but it's a strange thing. Anything else? The old Gitzerai, the one that keeps the perversion room down. He saved you from cremation a score of times. You're lucky to have a friend in that one. Yeah, that's nice. But have you forgotten yourself? In a manner of speaking, yes, very much so. Well, you were a strange one, always suspicious and watching for something. Reckon somebody like you had not enough enemies in your lifetimes. And there was no denying that anybody who messed with you ended up in the black chapters of the dead book. Anything else? You could be damnable ruthless too, like when you made me sign that contract or bend that one muling shit on Avernus. You had a bailer of a time as well. None of us ever even entertained the notion to jump ship on your watch, son. Think what to say? Anything really. At your core, you looked at what happened to you like taking territory in a war. Everything was like a battle to you. And you were the most ruthless bastard I've near met. Naught else mattered except for solving that goal. Poor Dionera with her sobbing and pleading with you didn't sway you none. They give warning you about your strategies, and poor Zacharia just trying to hold on when we hit the plains. But tough like you couldn't die, that we were only human. I guess we're all in that book, or in and out of it, so to speak. Anything else? You left something when you left us, Cutter. You left Dragon without a master and the skull without a friend. Me, you stepped something so deep inside me it never came out when I was alive. Caused my blood to run cold. It did that thing sitting like a lump of lead in my chest. What is it? I don't know. Strange coincidence. I was already dying when you put it in me, so I wasn't too concerned about it at the time. Can I have it back? From some distance from me, you won't be. But after you just tear the stitches. Me up half a hand wide below the sternum and feel around for it. A little more to the left, a little more. You pull out a zombie liver. For fuck's sake. By the lady's gaze, apologies, Cutter. I thought them dustmen took all of the organs out of us before putting us out of the dead book. Give it a go, maybe do to the right. Sure. That's right, and a little more. You feel something hard and cold, slightly larger than you expected. I think that's it. And, this size object that is extremely heavy for its size. It's a right, huh? Where I thought it be. Is that what it looks like a heart? I think so, yes. I got his heart. That is a very literal way of getting someone's heart. I stole his heart. No, I did not. He gave it to me willingly. Bit like his liver. He also gave that willingly. Let's not think about that too much. Willing Advocate's daughter, a gift exile, a popping jiggle-tongued skull, and a half-sodden blind archer like myself. Give. Remit can give. Unfriendly and silent. All the kind. Trust to give a lick at dint. Seed cutter. I'm spindly give scale only for two things. Keeping out of slavery and killing them squid-headed illicits. Everything else is just lower down the slope. Near further. Why was that? One of the dogs I never did bring to light cutter. Perhaps you tell me. Wailing Advocate's daughter. Tracy chit who would be a soldier, swore she'd follow you to Bato and back. By the powers, she was so addled by the thought of you without her, she did just that. A little for me to give, and a bad little it was. Wild with heart poison. That's a nice way of saying it. Some rich scut with the clerk's ward. His companions, a floating skull. It sounds like somebody we know, doesn't it? That filthy talking skull was hankering for bruise, and so it was. Always smarting off, it was. Making fun of my condition. You were a blind archer. And it was. Interesting. Thank you. Before you go, I need you to do me a slight favor, Cutter. Sure, what is it? Made some mistakes, some damn bad ones to be sure, and one of my biggest was signing the dust mail. I haven't been so sudden with burp, I never would have done it. I regret it and was hoping you could set it right. How precisely? Every day is too long for me. Could you maybe gut me again, Cutter, for old time's sake? Sort of spending another batch of years in the mortuary with this. White Faces is a mighty cold one. Can you see fit to put me back in the dead book where I belong? I always live and be like, hey, you know, for old time's sake, could you, gut me again? That's some fetish I never thought I would see come to light, but apparently, well, then as you wish, you got him. And he falls to the floor with a heavy thud. There's a faint hiss from the body, and you see the chest heave once. And with a faint rattle, the corpse goes silent. Resta in pisas. Now I have a liver. Looks like a huge dead slug. It's the texture of a wineskin that has been sitting in a mud puddle for a few years. Enough embalming fluid has been pumped into the organ to preserve it, but the smell of rot and the smell of formaldehyde seem to be fighting for dominance. Also, I have your heart. It is 10 lb in white, and it has a very smooshy sound. Very smooshy, very, very good, very good. Well, I guess with that out of the way, we can... do I actually need a merchant for something? Yes, I would need a merchant.